The royal family, a symbol of grace, tradition, and duty, has long been expected to maintain an air of neutrality when it comes to the world of politics. Yet, as the world continues to change, so too does the role of the British monarchy. In a time when the lines between diplomacy, public image, and politics blur, members of the royal family find themselves subtly navigating the tricky terrain of international relations, using their every move as a carefully crafted message. They may never speak openly on political matters, but their actions, their symbols, and their sartorial choices speak volumes. Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has become one of the most notable figures in this quiet political signaling. Her every public appearance is scrutinized, not just for her impeccable fashion but also for the messages that may lie beneath. For her, every outfit, every gesture, is an opportunity to communicate something deeper, a chance to send subtle yet powerful messages to the world. In a stunning example of this, Princess Catherine's appearance at the Commonwealth Day service this week has sparked speculation and excitement, particularly in Canada. Known for her classic sense of style and thoughtful fashion choices, Catherine has once again turned heads with a striking red dress by Catherine Walker, paired with a matching hat from Gina Foster. On its surface, the dress was simply another beautiful example of her elegance and taste. However, as with many of her other outfits, this one was layered with meaning. The color of the dress, deep, vibrant red, was unmistakably reminiscent of the Canadian flag, and to many, it seemed more than a coincidence. Canadians, ever keen to decipher the royal family's subtle diplomatic signals, quickly took to social media to express their gratitude, speculating that the dress was a quiet, respectful nod to their country. The color, they pointed out, matched the very shade of red that symbolizes Canada, and many Canadians felt that this might have been Catherine's way of showing her support at a time when the country was grappling with its own political challenges. One fan wrote, "Thank you for always showing your love and support to Canada. You look stunning, and I am Canadian. I hope that Princess Catherine's red dress was a quiet salute to the country during this difficult time." Another remarked, "Your Royal Highness, you are wearing the colors of the maple leaf, our flag. I noticed it immediately, and if it is so, then I thank you for it, as we negotiate through difficult times." Whether intentional or not, the princess's sartorial choices sent a message of solidarity to Canada, a country that has long had a close relationship with the British royal family. Over the years, Canada has been a steadfast ally, and Princess Catherine's potential tribute to the nation comes at a time when Canadians are navigating political turbulence, including the ongoing global pandemic and internal debates about the future of their monarchy. This quiet political signaling through fashion is not without precedent in the royal family. The late Queen Elizabeth II, throughout her reign, mastered the art of using clothing and accessories to send subtle messages to world leaders and her subjects. During a state visit from US President Donald Trump in 2019, the Queen made a deliberate sartorial choice by wearing a brooch gifted to her by the Obamas, who had been his political adversaries. The message was clear: this was a subtle but undeniable sign of her personal allegiances, a gesture that spoke louder than any words could. Furthermore, throughout her reign, Queen Elizabeth used brooches, scarves, and even the colors of her outfits to communicate diplomatic nuances. She wore a pin given to her by the Governor-General of Canada during important events, symbolizing her enduring connection to the Commonwealth nation. She even wore a mourning brooch after the passing of Prince Philip, signaling both personal grief and the public recognition of the loss of a beloved figure. This tradition of using clothing and accessories as diplomatic tools has now clearly been passed down to Princess Catherine, whose outfits continue to carry layers of meaning. Whether it's a specific color choice, a carefully selected brooch, or the symbolic re-wearing of a beloved piece of clothing, Catherine's fashion choices have become a form of silent diplomacy. The red dress at the Commonwealth Day service was, therefore, a clear message to Canadians, but it also carried significance for a broader audience, particularly given the timing of the event. The royal family, under King Charles III, has become increasingly involved in international affairs, with each family member playing their part in navigating the shifting geopolitical landscape. King Charles himself has been at the center of several diplomatic moves that have raised eyebrows, particularly in the United States. Last week, the king made a bold move by inviting Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to Sandringham for tea, showing public support for Ukraine as it continues to face Russian aggression. The invitation was a powerful gesture, one that signaled not just personal support for Zelensky but also a clear message to the world about the monarchy's stance on the ongoing crisis. However, the invitation did not come without consequences. Reports suggest that President Biden's allies were less than pleased with the king's show of solidarity with Ukraine. The optics of the meeting, particularly in the context of the royal family's long-standing ties with the United States, did not sit well with some of Biden's top aides. The meeting with Zelensky, they argued, was a diplomatic misstep that overshadowed the king's upcoming invitation for a state visit to Britain. In the days following the meeting with Zelensky, King Charles further complicated matters by inviting Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to Sandringham for a private tea. This second meeting, occurring so soon after Zelensky's visit, seemed to further underscore the king's shifting diplomatic priorities. The gesture towards Canada was seen by some as an attempt to placate those in the Commonwealth who might have felt overlooked in favor of Ukraine, but it also inadvertently deepened tensions with the United States. As a result, whispers began to circulate in Washington that the king's actions had created a diplomatic rift with the U.S. According to one source, things definitely went a bit cool in Washington after Sandringham. The king makes his own decisions about who he meets, but the optics were definitely not what the Americans had hoped for. This diplomatic dance, played out in private meetings, public appearances, and even in the subtle symbolism of royal fashion, is a delicate balancing act. The monarchy must maintain its reputation for neutrality while also making subtle statements that align with the modern political world. Princess Catherine's message to Canada, whether deliberate or not, was a reminder that the royal family remains deeply involved in the complex world of global politics. It also underscored the evolving nature of the monarchy, as members of the royal family navigate not only their traditional roles but also the changing demands of international diplomacy. As the royal family continues to adapt to the modern world, their every move will be closely watched. What may seem like a simple fashion choice or a routine royal engagement may carry with it a deeper, more profound message. And as the world's political landscape shifts, the royals are finding new ways to assert their relevance and maintain their place on the global stage, whether through a carefully selected brooch, a well-timed appearance, or a strategic diplomatic gesture. As for Princess Catherine, her red dress was just the latest in a long line of subtle sartorial messages, a reminder that even in the world of royalty, nothing is ever truly as it seems. Behind every appearance, there is a deeper layer of meaning, and in this case, the Princess of Wales once again proved that she has mastered the art of silent diplomacy.